Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? Are you ready for this? What is this? What is the this we're talking about? We're talking about the this of the market today. Were you ready for the this of yesterday? Oh my goodness. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. The this. Yesterday's this was this. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was getting ready to go teach yesterday. I have some students, well, my students, all of my students are taking their fourth test of the semester today before we have Thanksgiving break. Thanksgiving break is all next week. So test number 4 is today. So I was commuting to work. And of course, we had this massive gap up yesterday. Hey there. Had this massive gap up. You're the first one, absolutely. And it gapped up, but it was just kind of sitting. So opening range was just kind of here, right? This is the 15-minute chart. So opening range, let me see if I can get me I want a different little drawing tool here. Let me get where I can draw my own little line. That's not the one I want. I want to be able to draw a line. Trying to be fancy on the call. I want to be able to draw from here to here. Is it going to let me do that? Nope, it doesn't want to give me. Oh, there we go. Like this was opening range, right? From here to here is opening range. So it kind of popped out just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. So this is all opening range. It popped out just a little bit. Not a lot though. You would think that with Nvidia earnings and with the unemployment claims that it was going to pop and run. People were thinking. I wasn't thinking it was going to do that because we hadn't popped and ran any other day, right? This massive gap up was the running that anybody could see. We basically had this gap up that happened. That's what all this was the gap up. It gapped up to here, right? This is what yesterday included was the gap up from Nvidia earnings and from the unemployment numbers. And somehow people thought, oh, we're bullish. Let's go jump in calls. Well, I don't trade as a buyer. I trade as a seller anyway. So open up, pop up, but it never really got moving. You see, it just kind of hung around in this range. And after this is again the 15-minute chart. So an hour passes by. This is 4 candles where it's kind of stayed inside this opening range of the purple. And it's just kind of chilling. It does pop out a little bit. If I put this on the 30-minute chart, you'll see that from a 30-minute chart standpoint. Oh, I didn't want that. From a 30-minute chart. Okay, go ahead. Let that go. It just basically hangs in this. If I move this opening range, it really just kind of hangs inside this range, right? It doesn't really, let me grab you. Come on, give me anyway. It stays inside this low range up here. It doesn't really go outside of a 30-minute range. Top and bottom of this first candle let you know it really wasn't. And then it dropped right out, which is why one of the things we talk about opening range in my community is we talk about the opening range the first 30 minutes. So the 15-minute one doesn't fake you out because sometimes the first 15-minute range will fake you out. But that 30-minute range is going to give you a little more time. It gives you all the way till 10 o'clock. So all the noise of all the orders that popped in overnight, that people who was watching Nvidia pop up, who were watching things happen, won't be like, people who ran in and put orders in that would populate first thing in the morning, that won't catch all those, right? Price kind of stayed in this range. This is an hour and a half, literally, right? All of this right here, this is an hour and a half of price action. Basically, price stayed in that opening range for 90 minutes, which lets you know we weren't running. It wasn't going anywhere. And then when it failed, it was like, bro, now I didn't expect all of this. I didn't expect it to fall off the map like this, right? I didn't expect us to go from 67.60 down to 65.60. Basically, we fell like 200 points. We saw Satan fall like lightning. This is 200 points. We didn't expect that. I didn't expect a 200-point drop, right? I didn't expect that, but it did fall. Anyway, I was mentioning at the time all this was going on right in here. I'm starting to teach right here at 11 o'clock. And I'm kind of, trying to stay focused because I'm supposed to be teaching and staying like on task with them because I need to move. I mean, but the material that I'm reviewing, I need to keep on pace so I can cover all of it. I'm engaged with them. I know they're engaged with me because they're concerned about making sure they know what they're learning for their test tomorrow, was today. So I know I got everybody, I got rapt attention finally. Usually I'm competing with cell phones and videos and video games. I'm competing with TikTok and Reels. Usually I'm competing with all the things and music, and they got one headphone in and one thing with me, and they're barely, anyway, this generation of college students, Lord Jesus, I'm not real sure where we going in America as it pertains to STEM, because we can't get kids through college algebra, let alone calculus. And you can't do nothing in STEM if you can't get through calculus. I digress. Anyway, yesterday it's starting to fall, and I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm doing, but I'm glancing over because I got the chart either on my phone or on my computer so I can see, but I see it falling. And so I'm doing two things. I'm watching that it's falling, but I'm also thinking of the trades I could be taking. Look, I could be in some call credit spreads right about now, and I can't even capitalize on the move because I'm otherwise occupied. Oh, Lord, thank you. That it won't be long, Jesus, won't be long, Jesus, before I won't be standing in front of a classroom teaching math, but I'll be doing what I'm doing right now and teaching students how to pull money out this market. That's what we need to be doing, looking at how do we pull money out this market. So anyhow, it failed and failed some more. So you've been on here before with me, I'm thinking, and you've heard me talk about the gap fill trade, the gap fill play. That's a whole strategy. The overnight or pre-market gap fill strategy, that's a whole play. You can literally run that every day, or definitely every other day, because if there's a gap up or a gap down, for the most part, the indices are going to fill those gaps. It don't happen every day, but it happens almost every day. And what happened? SPX came right back through here. Where's my mouse? Oh, there you are. SPX came right back through that gap. Now, generally, it fills the gap and then it goes back about its way. Not yesterday. It filled the gap and kept right on filling, and went on down to fill a gap that was sitting. I think I mentioned this gap on Wednesday's call. I talked about this gap down here. It's a little bitty gray. I'm not sure if y'all can see it, but down in the 65.50 area, I mentioned on Wednesday that there was a little gap down here when we were talking on that call. I said there was a gap between 65.52 and 55, and it was from October. And SPX went right on down and filled that gap yesterday. Yes, it did. I mentioned it on Wednesday. I said SPX will go back and get it. I didn't know it was going to be yesterday, but SPX went back and got that gap. So now this little gap down, this little gray, it's a little bitty gray area. That's why I leave gaps on my chart. And I think I said that on Wednesday, to leave gaps on your chart. So when price is going somewhere and you're like, where are we going? And sometimes when you're, a little flustered, you'll say, where is we going? Where are we going? It may be going back to catch up a gap, a volume imbalance. It's got to go back and get that back like I left something. Yeah. And there's a moving average down here that it came right and bounced into. And from what I understand, price is recovering this morning. Let's go look. I've looked already. When I say what I understand, like I haven't already seen it, because I have. Because I wake up in the morning, I say my prayers, I thank Jesus for another day. Yeah, I have to thank Jesus for another day, because it ain't guaranteed. It ain't guaranteed. Some people waking up dead. So it's not guaranteed. So I have to thank Jesus for another day and for all the many blessings. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. My mind, my will, and my emotions are restored while I rest, because I need that. And you do too. It ain't just me. Okay, so this is SPX 500 though. SPX 500, because I could continue down that path and we won't be on this. We'll be on that. So let's just keep it moving on this, because I'll be off on talk about a tangent. I'll be talking about the goodness of God, and we won't be nowhere near here, because He is good. And this is the season of gratefulness. We are definitely in Thanksgiving season, but it's not just a season. And if you please don't live your life as Thanksgiving is a week or a day, because Thanksgiving literally is a lifestyle. And it doesn't come by on its own. You have to decide you're going to be grateful, because there's a lot of things you could be that are not to be grateful for, but there are so many things to be grateful for, and you have to decide you're going to be grateful for all the things, the good and the bad things, because it's those bad things that that make us into the good things. My husband and I were going through a discussion last night, and we were talking about how we ended up where we are. And we could literally pinpoint the negative things, or what we thought were negative things along the way, that got us to where we are right now. But there were things that we thought were negative things. And those are the things that moved us to all the places. I would not have left this country to go live in other countries had not a negative thing happened at a university that ticked me off. And I was like, forget them. I'm out of here. Shaking your head and all. I'm out of here. And that's what made me put my applications in to teach abroad. And international education opened up a whole new world for me that I never would have opened had that university not ticked me off. I would have still been right there in Deltona, running back and forth between Valencia and Seminole State, had they not said, yeah, you got your master's degree in education, which we told you to go get, by the way. And then after you go get it, we're like, we don't have no more positions for full-time people. What? I got this education. I went and got into debt because you told me that this was going to open up more doors for me to teach higher things. And then after I finished the education, you tell me you don't have nothing else for me to teach, nothing more for me to teach. But what did that education open for me? It opened up a higher salary for me outside the country. So when I left the country, I could leave this country and make tens of thousands more dollars outside the country. At the time I was going through the education, I didn't know that was the thing. But when it was God don't waste nothing. Again, I told you I was going to not get on this, because I would be on this, and this ain't this. God don't waste nothing. God don't waste nothing. That education has paid for itself over and over and over again, in money and in experience. I have lived a life. I've lived in countries. I've gone places and done things that some people can only dream about and talk about. But it's all because I went and got another degree, because I have multiples. I went and got another degree that I wouldn't have gotten had they not said, get another degree. We'll have other tech classes for you to teach. Okay. Anyway, the negative things we thought were negative, God would use those things for our good. Noni said, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Yes. Yes. Even though I walk through the valley, I don't have to be scared. I don't have to fear evil, because God is with me. I have walked through so many valleys on this path. But I know God, every time I was like, Lord, I don't know where we going. He like, keep walking. Lord, I don't want to do this. I'm a quit. He like, no. No, no, you're not. Keep walking. Keep walking, because we got places to go and you got people to take, and you can't quit because we got things to do. Whew, I was not going to be here. I'm supposed to be talking about this here chart. Well, but listen, gratefulness, even the bad things, we have to be grateful for the bad things too, because those bad things are what we think are bad things. God uses those too. All things work together. The good things and the bad things, all the ingredients work together for our good. They don't seem like they're good things at the time. Like they how could my layoff be a good thing? How could me getting fired be a good thing? How could them telling me there's no this be a good thing? How could a government shutdown be a good thing? How could this whatever? How could this sickness be a good thing? How could somebody passing away be a good thing? How could you don't know? But God uses it all. God uses it all. Uses it all. He just knows how. He knows how. In his way, he uses it all. And we say thank you for all of it. Romans 8:28 is my scripture. That's my favorite scripture. Even in the midst of stuff that does not feel comfortable, I will still go back and say, for I know that all of this is working together for my good. It don't feel good right now, Lord. It don't feel good. But I know somehow this is working together for my good, and you going to get the glory out of this. At the end, I'm going to be able to look back and say, I didn't know how this was going to work out. I didn't know at the time, but I can look back and say, this all worked out for my good. Mm-hmm. 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 I didn't know, but I can see that it worked out for my good. I didn't know at the time. I was angry about this at the time. I was disappointed about this at the time. I was scared about this at the time. I was worried about this at the time, but you worked it out for my good. Because not just worked it out. Because people say the script people will say what the devil meant for evil, God turned it around for your good. People will say God turned it around for your good. And that's not scripture, by the way. Because God don't turn nothing around. He don't turn it around for your good. It said what the devil meant for evil, God meant it for good. So God knew on the front side. He didn't turn it. He didn't like, oh, the devil doing this. Let me go and make my reaction to his action. That's not how that goes. God doesn't react to what something else happens. No, no, no. God is the one who does the actions. So he has the intention and he intended it for your good. The devil might have had some plans, but God intended that for your good. He doesn't turn it around. God like, oh, this happened. Let me go figure out what to do for them. No, that's not how that works. That's not how God works. He don't have to go figure out what to do. No, it's already intended for your good. It was already worked out. It was already worked out for your good. You, of course, you didn't see it because you were walking through it. All right. Okay. SPX 500. I'm going to get off of that and try to get on the task at hand because I will be there. 65.75 is where SPX 500 is right now. How far did we drop? Looks like it went down as low as 6,500. 6,509. All right. Well, it's at 65.75 right now. A little bit of a pop going as we go. Okay, let's go see what's on the radar for today. Okay, the VIX is at 25. The VIX yesterday got up into the 28s, I believe. I was missing the fact that I couldn't trade yesterday because I was teaching. And then after the fact, I was like, well, I wonder if it was intentional that I couldn't be trading because I would have been. So there was that. I say, well, and then after I finished teaching, I needed to rush home to make sure I could be home. I had the meeting with the Tradier folks yesterday. We're getting ready, we're getting ready to do copy trading. We're getting ready to talk about copy trading. Well, we're already talking about it. we're getting ready to start it, and I had to meet with the Trader people yesterday. And for those who are thinking about copy trading with me, um, they're getting ready to give us. They're working out all the papers and everything to make sure that the incentives that are for the people who are copy trading, they're going to be able to get the incentives. All right. So they're going to getting us a link and everything that we need. So just keep listening, keep holding on. I'll give you everything you need. Okay. Don't jump the gun, but I'll give you everything you need. I think people are starting to open the accounts with Trader, and Trader is asking for the copy trader that you're trying to work with. So they want to make sure that you get who which who you with. They want to make sure that you get with who you're supposed to be with, so that way they can make sure you get the incentives that they've agreed to, and everybody gets what they're supposed to get. Okay, so just keep your mind, just start putting your coins together, and there will be time. You're not going to miss out on anything. We're not rushing through anything, but there will be time. But just pull your coins together, so when I do say go, you have your money ready to move. All right, okay, you have your money ready to move. And if you want to know how much money you need to put, 2 to 3K needs to be ready to move. All right. You need to have at least 2 to 3K ready to move. 3 would be best, but be ready to move your 3K in the Trader. All right. Okay. Wall Street doesn't agree with Main Street about NVIDIA. NVIDIA's continued success in the industry's lopsided victories can still raise AI skepticism. So NVIDIA had a good little earnings. It caused a big pop, but it didn't pop and run. Y'all saw, I just showed y'all. It didn't pop and run yesterday. It popped, but there was no running. It popped and dropped because people sold. After they got that pop, people sold. That's a little bit of selling, profit taking, they call it. Nice little way to say I sold mine was profit taking. Bitcoin heads for the worst month since crypto collapsed in 2022. Bitcoin is in the 80s. It's in the 82s. But now, those who are long-term investors of Bitcoin, this is a place to buy. Bitcoin was at 120, right? It wasn't in the 120, 110s, 120s. This is a buying place. If you're a longer term holder of Bitcoin, this is where people buy. This is where you load the boat, as they say. This is where you start loading the boat. Traders search for clues behind the biggest S&P reversal since April. Big tech's debt binge raises a risk on race to the AI to create an AI world. BJ's wholesale club shares rise as earnings top estimates. I think Walmart had a good earnings, which lets you know that those discount retailers are still in the game, right? I don't Target, I think, had a bit of a miss. No shock there. Tariffs made car buyers hit the gas. Gold set for a weekly loss after a broad sell-off. I got out of my gold trade earlier. I did get out with a profit though. Meet the company trying to break China's grip on rare earths. Yeah, my USAR has not held up nicely. You see this down 14%. It has not held up very well, but I have shares, so it needs to come on back. Stock futures waver as weekly losses loom. All right, that's where we are with Yahoo Finance. Let's go see what CNBC is talking about. Let me refresh it to make sure I got fresh data. New York Fed President Williams sees room for further adjustment to the rates. Okay. All righty. Stock futures rebound after Fed's Williams revives the December rate cut hopes. Yeah, people want to know about some rate cuts, and that's any type of light in the tunnel. People like, yes, please. Robinhood shares head for brutal weekly loss as Bitcoin AI stocks are hit hard. Amazon cut thousands of engineers and its record layoffs despite saying it needs to innovate faster. Let's look at the pre-market. Dow futures is up 270. S&P futures up 33. NASDAQ futures up 113. Europe, FTSE and CAC are green, but FTSE Milano, DAX, and Stock 600 are red. European stock sell-off reignites as global volatility drags on. Asia is all red over there. Now listen, these markets are run ahead of ours. And when these markets run ahead of ours and they're down, we probably go be down a little bit too. Even if we have a pop, we're probably going to sweep down and grab them as well. Okay. So I don't speculate, but it stands to reason Okay, if they lead us into our market, that, yeah, I mean, I am a rocket scientist, by the way, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist. I am a rocket scientist. I am an engineer, and I worked on the space shuttle program. So that makes me a rocket scientist. Yes. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist, even though I am one. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that these things kind of lead to the next. Mm-hmm. All of crypto is red, but good buying time. All right. This when you are dollar cost averaging, which is buying things on a steady basis, when you're buying things on a steady basis, then you buy whether it's up or whether down, right? You dollar cost average. You buy a little bit when it's up, you buy steady, like you buy at steady intervals. That's where you're averaging in. You do that with whatever stocks you do. That's kind of the way I do it. I buy a little bit every day, every week, every month, whatever time period that you choose. It's called dollar cost averaging. You buy some on a steady basis. That way, if the price drops, you're buying some low. If the price rises, you buy some high, and then it all averages out, right? You find something that you want to buy, you buy it regularly, and then you have an average cost. That's how you do that, okay? Okay. Let's close that. What meetings do we have today? Well, what information, not meetings. What information did we have today? 8:30 this morning, we got Bar and Maran speaking from FOMC. It's past 8:30. So let me refresh this a little bit. At 9 o'clock, we had Logan speaking. Logan spoke. It's a little bit after 9 or speaking probably right now. Flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI is coming out at 9:45. Those are red folders. 10 o'clock, University of Michigan consumer sentiment coming out at 10 o'clock. Not sure why they're showing that as orange, because that's probably going to be a little bit more. Wholesale inventories, inflation expectations, but that's at 10 o'clock this morning. Looks like the G20 meetings start tomorrow. Start on November 22nd, okay? On investing.com, PMI showed at 9:45 3 stars, PMI 3 stars. Okay, I didn't mention this, but today is OPEX day. Today is OPEX. And OPEX means a whole bunch of stuff is expiring today. Whole bunch of stuff is expiring. So reset. Things are expiring for the monthlies, the weeklies, the dailies. Those are all expiring. Some futures, some bonds, some things are expiring. So they're going to reset today. Excuse me. So you can expect some volatility, like we haven't had a lot of that. You can expect some more volatility to happen, okay? So again, as usual, what's my mantra? My mantra every single day is trade what you see. Let's see what Adam said. As usual, after a volatile day, SPX evening was spoiled. He's talking about ES. I probably could have left that there. Per newsletter test of 65.24, then the reclaims of 65.35 were long triggers. This paid exactly at 6 p.m. for 40 points, and 65.35 reclaimed just now for 43 points. The plan today, put these on your chart, 65.55, 65.34, and 65.24 are supports for traps. Traps, be careful. 65.55, 34, and 24 are supports for traps. 65.87 and 66.04 are up next, going upwards. 65.87, 66.04 are up next to the upsides. Excuse me, and you'll sell if we go down below 65.24. All right, you're going to sell. Put those numbers on your chart. The difference between ES and SPX is 18 points. So if you're following his tweets, look there, subtract 18 points from his numbers. If you're following Adam's tweets or his X's, XSP range is 652 to 661. If price gets below 652, there's probably going to be a little more dropping that happens. Okay. Put this into the chat. I'm going to, into all my social medias, and Black Friday is having a sale. me go get the link so I can put it here in the comments in case you want to get in on the Black Friday sale. Even if you have an account, Trading View, even if you have an account, you can take advantage of this sale. They will, change your account, right, to give you what you need, and then they'll extend it. So if you've got a year's worth of time left or whatever time you have left on your account, if you upgrade, they'll upgrade it now and then extend it, and all that goes with that. I upgraded mine. I got 70% off and only paid a couple $100 to upgrade to the next level. And I'm going to get my month free, right? You can use that link I just put in there. You can do that to get you some more Trading View time. All right. Goodness gracious. You got to drink your water. Got to drink your water. I'm drinking mine. What I didn't have this morning was my tea. I usually have my tea by now, but I was running late and decided I was going to forego the tea so I could, I was already running late. Was like, well, let me go on. And then when I sat down at my computer, I saw that the Black Friday special. So then I took the time to upgrade my Trading View. So that was a few more minutes. I was like, Then I had to pass the word. That took a few more minutes. And here we are. We're here. I figured y'all would just ride with me, that y'all would be here when I was here, and we would just ride out together. Right? I figured we'd just ride together, and that's what we're doing right now. Because y'all are my peeps. Let's go look at some charts. I think we're ready for charts. We'll talk membership stuff in a minute. Y'all know we got a free 7-day pass running in the membership. Still open. I need to find that link for the copy trading. So in case you want to get on the wait list to make sure you don't miss any information, because I don't want anybody to miss any information on the copy trading. And that information is coming quickly. We're going to be starting up probably middle of next month. As far as starting, right? But we're going to be getting things all put into place. We're putting everything into place along the way. Black Friday special coming up. Me and this right here. Sorry, y'all. I'm right in the microphone. I may need to mute my mic so I can make sure all is well with my throat. Let me get back to where I'm going. StreamYard. Okay. Undo you. Add you to the stage. There we go. Tanya, you see me? I need a little help. Okay, so we're gonna do. Let me get this link so that way you can see what this link is. Okay, so I've got to send something to my VA because this is I don't think I'll forget. I'll stay on task. Y'all know the attention deficit brain will jump from thing to thing. Okay, copy trading. I just put this link in the chat. Did it go? Send help. I know. Send help. Send assistance. Send assistance, Jesus. Yes. Oh, it showed up over there. Okay, good. Good. Good morning. Just popped in at the last minute. I pray you all have a good day. Hey, Selena, stay disciplined. Yeah, listen, we're trading what we see over in these parts. At least we trying to. The copy trading wait list. So You want to generate profits, but you're not sure. You don't know what we're doing. You don't know how to do, but you still want to be a part of what's going on. You may need to be a part of the partnership with me and Peakbot on the copy trading. Okay. We're going to have to update this because in talking with them yesterday, they really want us to have at least $3,000 as our minimum balance. So we're going to work with what they ask us for. Okay. Open a copy trading account. I won't trade with that amount of money. So I won't use that amount of money when we're trading each day, but they want us to have that in the accounts when we start. We're going to work with what they ask for, right? That's what happens when you're in partnerships. You do what they ask. But I want y'all to wait till I give y'all all the links and stuff to get started because they're going to offer us incentives to get started. Okay, they're offering us incentives to get started. So we want to make sure that we get all the links and all the incentives. Okay, it's supposed to say tradier. That's what needs to be fixed. Okay, so copy trading. It talks all about what it is. You can read. You can ask me all the questions. I'm going to have a session where I'm going to do like a YouTube live and have a Q&A and all the things so people can ask me all the questions that they need to ask me and we can try to answer them all and we'll record it. So that way people can watch it again later to make sure everybody gets what they want. But I want to make sure all the landings, all the back end stuff is being put together right now so that all the landing pages are there and every place everybody needs to go is there. Again, we're going to have a Black Friday special pop up so that way everybody can hop in for the $99 for the $99. But one thing they also are doing is it's a number of seats. Okay. I was like, let's just have it where that, and they're like a number of seats. But what about a number of seats? Okay, where Arlissa is like, open the gates, let everybody come in. A number of seats. So okay, when the door open, you gonna want to walk in. Don't be at the door looking around. What they doing in there? Don't let that be you. Okay, and then after the fact, it's at $150, and you looking at me talking about is a $99 still available, and I'm gonna tell you, it ain't, because there's gonna be some stuff that's not gonna be in my control. Okay, Perry says I'm thinking XSP auto copy trade for small account. I may do some XSP because, of course, I get to choose what I trade, but primarily it will be SPX. But I think I'm going to do some XSP as well. I don't trade a lot of XSP myself now, but my community, I alert XSP all the time, but I think I may incorporate that as well. I think what I may start doing is, as I'm working in Tradier now, maybe I'll put 1 or 2 trades in there so I can start to see what that feels like on the PDT hack as well, because we're using the PDT hack on these. But thanks for your input, Perry. Yeah, so yeah, Tradier is offering us, as part of what's going to be the incentive, is they're going to give us some of the they're going to give us their Pro Plus plan. They're going to give us lots a month of the Pro Plus plan for free. And the Pro Plus allows our fees to be super cheap. Like the fees, we pay 50 cents. I pay 50 cents to Thinkorswim right now. Every contract is 50 cents. Tradier going to give it to us for 10 cents. What? 10 cents a contract? What's? Yes, sir. They're going to give it to us for 50 cents. I mean, for 10 cents. So 10 cents per contract, that's a plus right there. And now we're going to have to pay for the PDT hack. But it's $5, which we don't pay for that in Thinkorswim, but we're going to make up for that. I think the difference there is going to help us with, we're going to save money on those contracts, the contract fees that we pay to, those fees, 50 cents every contract. We're going to save it when we're doing PDT hack. But of course, if you don't PDT hack, we don't PDT hack everything. So when you don't PDT hack something, then you don't have to pay that fee. And if you trade the equities, when you trade anything besides SPX, then your contracts are free when you have the Pro Plus, right? So, and then if you're in with me with the copy trading, then of course your account, I trade, is just, you don't have to do anything. It's just, you trade what I trade. And of course the plan is that I'm not trying to lose my money. So I'm not trying to lose yours either because I'm not trying to lose mine. So, and I'm not trying to place a whole bunch of trades over there. We're going to place maybe 1 to 2 trades a day over there. We really looking for some consistent growth. I want to go with consistency, not really trying to be so aggressive in that account because I'm trading with a whole bunch of people. So something that's consistent, manageable, that's the plan. My plan is that we want consistent growth. If we make $25, $35, $40 each contract, I'm going to be cool with that. If we can do it every time, every day, over and over and over, everybody who copying going to be happy, especially if they ain't doing nothing but just riding along. You ain't going to be mad. Would you be mad if you were doing absolutely nothing and every day you got $40 more or $50 more and you were doing nothing? Would you be mad? I wouldn't be mad. If I wasn't doing nothing, I have account. Well, now it's probably looking pretty crappy, but I have a copy trading account. It's in crypto. So now this might not be a great example today, but I have a copy trading account that I've had in crypto for years. And every time I go check it, it's up. And I'm like, I've done nothing. I basically don't even check it all that often. I don't do nothing. The people who were managing it do. And I just go check it every now and then to see what it looked like. And it continues to grow. They're managing it. I'm not. I wouldn't be mad. If I just put my $3,000 in here and every time I looked at it, it was more money, I wouldn't be mad. So that's what we finna do. And Sharon said, nope. D. Clark, nope. That's what this is pretty much going to be. I'm going to trade like I'm going to trade my money because that's what I will be doing. I'm literally trading my money and the copies will just copy, right? It'll just do it. You won't have to do anything but put your money there. Now, if you go trade other stuff, that'll be on you. So the link is there. If you want more information, the link is there and you can jump on with that. Let's go to the charts. I'm at 9:18. I'm almost ready. It's almost time for the stock market to open and I'm just talking on because this is on my Zoom call with my people. And this ain't the Zoom. Okay, SPY closed yesterday at 652. It is currently at 655. So it's up about $3. Today's dólares. Is dólares? Nope. Is dólares? Just had a brain fart. Is dólares? Some Spanish people in the chat. I whip out my Spanish one sometime when I'm in class teaching, and my Spanish students nod and do, and my English speaking students look at me confused. I'm like, bro, I used to live in Guatemala. I know some Spanish. Lived in Guatemala for 2 years. So Triple Q closed at 585.66 and it is currently at 587.87. Okay, so it's up a couple dollars as well. Dinero, thank you. I knew it wasn't dólares. I was like, I knew that wasn't it. That just was not registering. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate that. I was like, I know that is not the word. I knew that wasn't that. That didn't even sound like it was. It didn't even sound right coming out. That's like, no, that can't be it. Oh my, the 55-year-old brain. Okay, so IWM is closed at 229 and it's currently at 230. All right. I had an IWM trade yesterday. I had the numbers and stuff. I was all ready and set. I promise. And then I was prepping. My meeting with Tradier yesterday was at 4:00, which was probably, I really should have set it at like, oh, so Dolares is right. Okay, so I wasn't all the way wrong. I was like 4:00 was like the like not, it was the right time, but not right time. So what happened was yesterday, it was 4:00. So I figured I was ready. I had my IWM numbers. I was getting ready to send them to the community so we could do our 1DTE numbers. And I was getting ready to enter the trade so I could do all the things I normally do. But it was like 5 minutes to 4. And I said, okay, I'm going to enter the Zoom call. So at least I'll be at the Zoom call. Like I'll be in there. I won't be late. So I'll be in the Zoom call. And then I'll enter these numbers while I wait for them to come to the Zoom call, right? So when I entered the Zoom call thinking I was going to be there by myself, one of the guys was already there. And he was like, hello, Arlissa. And I was like, shucks, because I was trying to be early. And, or at least, I was still early, but I was hoping to be there alone so I could still do my IWM stuff. And then when he was like, hello, Arlissa, I was like, well, there went that. So I couldn't give the I couldn't do our IWM stuff because the conversation started. And I was like, hey, because I entered the chat with my mic off and my camera off because I was not trying to engage yet. It wasn't 4:00 yet. So then he was like, hey, Arlissa. And I was like, hey. So then I had to open my mic and open my camera. And then I got thrown off of IWM. And then I couldn't be like, hang on. So, I just said, I guess it ain't meant for us to do IWM. But we were going to do, I think I was going to do like 236, 237. I was going to do a call credit spread because yesterday IWM was down so bad. And I knew if it popped today, which it probably will, it wouldn't necessarily pop that high. But anyway, we don't have an IWM 1DT trade. My community may have taken their own because we've been trained on what to find. So you might have your own. But I didn't get to put one in. It was like after it was all over, I was like, man, we didn't get our trade in. So anyway, sorry y'all, but we've talked a lot about where we find trades and what we do. So hopefully y'all find one on your own. Okay, so we're at 9:22. Let's go. Janae's probably in here with her lasso telling me to wrap it up. No, we wouldn't be mad. You shouldn't be mad if somebody is growing money for you and you don't do nothing but watch. Then you shouldn't be mad. Even though my desire, in the midst of, even though we're doing copy trading, my desire or my plan, my thoughts are that some people will just ride along and do copy trading and not even care that they don't plan to do anything but just ride along, which I'm completely fine with that. Okay, pay the subscription, collect the money. I'm completely cool with that. I don't have no problem with that. Right. That's totally your choice. Okay, because every subscription that everybody pays, I make a portion of that. I don't have a problem with you just ride along. I'm fine with that. But there will be some people who will do the copy trading and will want to continue to learn. And I'm an educator, so I will want to teach the people who want to be taught. I'm cool with that too. And these two things can happen at the same time. It's not you got to do one or the other. It's not like if I'm copying, I can't be learning. No, you can be copy trading and learning. I think the two things can happen at the same time. You can be learning while you're following someone else. That's like on the job training. I mean, hello. Hey, I'm fine. I'm fine with either way. I'm not going to be mad either way. All right. Because like I said, I don't trade crypto like that. And my money is over I'm copy trading some people on crypto. I don't trade crypto like that. I have money. I think what's it called? Sometime with the B, where I had money going to, if you got a 401k or you got a mutual fund, you're basically copy trading. You put your money somewhere and somebody else is managing it. That's copy trading. Hello. That's what that is. You've given your money to someone who is trading it. That's the same thing. You don't see their trades, but that's what's happening. It's just not called that, but that's exactly what's going on. All right. Here's the membership. If you're interested in joining the membership, we still got that going on. I'm still teaching, training, and doing all the things I've been doing. Copy trading is not replacing that. I'm still doing the membership, still training people every day, every week, still doing all the alerts, all the things that we've been doing. We still doing all of that. Copy trading is adding to it. That is the exact same thing, Sharon, ain't it? It's the exact same thing. All right. Let's move forward. Small account growth challenge is also still going on. We placed one trade yesterday. I think we made $35 or $40 with the trade I alerted yesterday for our small account growth challenge. In the midst of all that falling, we put some call credit spread. We put a call credit spread on yesterday. Okay, here we go. E2T Traders Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, as you gives us the power to get wealth, help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen. All right. I've got you to within 5 minutes of the market opening, and I apologize for getting you so close to market opening. Okay. I had to do a little preach rant this morning, and I'm so sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, but I needed to talk about gratitude this morning because we need to be grateful for the good things and the not so good things because they all go together. Okay. If you're in my community, we are going to do some live trading this morning. I'll send everybody the link. I'm thinking about 10ish. We're going to get on some live trading. I don't plan on us being on here all day because we're going to do better by our Fridays in this here market. Okay, we're going to enjoy our Friday afternoons, and I'd like to go get my nails done. So I won't be on live all day, but we will go to live trading. Okay, okay, okay. All righty. What we're going to do today, we're going to stay green and we're going to get this money. All right. I'll see you all in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye.